Hello, today is Thursday, July 30th, 2026. Here is your daily signal. According to Fortune, Belgian authorities have arrested a Canadian woman of Chinese origin suspected of espionage while interning at NATO's military headquarters. Espionage risk management is vital within military alliances such as NATO, whose headquarters acts as a strategic hub, making it a frequent target for intelligence breaches. Internships at NATO provide highly sensitive access and have triggered concerns over background vetting, especially given recent incidents spotlighting vulnerabilities in multinational personnel selection. On July 27, 2026, the intern was apprehended on charges of spying for a third country, just hours before this bulletin, underscoring immediate questions about NATO's vetting and internal security protocols. The fallout may see NATO's internship and personnel procedures subjected to rigorous scrutiny, potentially straining diplomatic relations, particularly with the Canadian government. Longer term, NATO could bolster access controls and ramp up counterintelligence efforts, as eroded public trust in the alliance's information security remains a risk. Next, we turn to commodity markets and the economic impacts of the Iran conflict on global fuel prices. Fuel prices have soared for daily commuters in cities from Santiago to Istanbul, as Fortune reports the Iran war is reshaping life and supply chains worldwide. The Iran conflict, which broke out in early 2026, has disrupted key oil supply routes and caused fuel costs to double in several countries, triggering volatility in global energy markets. Sectors like transportation and manufacturing are especially sensitive to these sharp increases. Since the war began, cab drivers in Santiago and carpet sellers in Istanbul, as well as printers in Lagos, have seen operational costs surge. Fuel prices for daily commuters have doubled since 2026, directly impacting households and businesses. Shell and Chevron are among the major oil companies grappling with supply chain disruption, while government agencies monitor inflation and economic fallout. Immediate effects include reduced disposable income and rising inflation, while medium-term supply chain rerouting and the quest for alternative energy sources loom. Persistent volatility could lower global growth forecasts, and ongoing geopolitical instability risks further disruption of worldwide fuel supply networks. Now, let's look at the technology sector and Uber's AI-driven transportation strategy. TechCrunch reports Uber is now betting on its former CEO Travis Kalanick to spearhead new AI-driven transportation initiatives, marking a turning point in the company's leadership. Uber has focused on AI and smart mobility since 2019, with executive decisions heavily influencing the adoption and direction of autonomous transport technologies. Strategic pivots toward AI have accelerated in response to regulatory and operational challenges. Dara Khosrowshahi, Uber's CEO since 2017, has played a central role in shaping these strategies, but now, Travis Kalanick's return signals a major shift. As of July 26, 2026, the leadership transition highlights Uber's intent to boost deployment of autonomous fleets, and may lead to partnerships with innovative AI startups, strengthening its competitive position. However, increased regulatory scrutiny is likely, especially as Uber's AI measures affect public transportation and employment. Investor confidence could fluctuate depending on whether the executive changes are seen as stabilizing or risky for Uber's future. Now, onto the markets. International markets were mixed, with China large cap ticker FXI posting the strongest momentum, up 13.9% on the month. France declined slightly, as Spain led with the weakest performance, losing 1.77% day over day. Germany and United Kingdom showed modest gains. Commodities saw U.S. oil surge 20.8% for the month, with USO up 7.3% day over day, while uranium with ticker URA dropped 14.6% month over month. Gold advanced 0.68% for the month, and silver held nearly flat despite slight daily gains. In agriculture, corn rose substantially by over 8%, but DBA slid down 1.26% day over day. Wheat climbed by more than 12% for the month. Favorites were sharply divided, as Adobe ticker ADB jumped 27.6% month over month, but MU ticker MU plunged nearly 10% day over day and 35% for the month, with ARM and Intel also significant losers. JD showed strong gains on both daily and monthly measures, while Apple edged higher for the month. Sectors saw semiconductors stocks retreat 24.3% for the month and 5.4% on the day, with aerospace and clean energy also under pressure. Healthcare rose 3.4% for the month, while finance XLF moved up 5.5%. The top gainer was T3 Defense Inc. Common and BlackRock Mooney Assets Fund Rights were the day's steepest loser. That's it for today. You can find more news and details on our website. Goodbye.